Listen, guys, I just wanted to, sometimes I like to start straight out of the gate with a cold call. But I have a very special variety of things on the plate for today. The plate has a cockroach infestation that is currently plaguing the home of sound engineer Dustin Marshall. You know, right now I feel like Dustin is feeling a little bit like our Lord and Savior Tupac Shakur. It's just me against the world, baby. You can see it in his eyes. He walked in the door of the Staples Center. I looked him in the eye, and one of his eyes said, "It's just me against the world, baby." And then the other eye was like, "No, thank you." I was like, "Do you have a cockroach problem?" His eyes were like, "Fucking shut up." So, I also have another living, breathing item here in the room with me, and that's my dog, as well as a special guest. Special guest. He's followed murderers very closely, gaining access to high security prisons. Hey, are you familiar with the prison industrial complex? Because that's a phrase that everyone said a lot when I was in college. A lot of grassroots activists, a lot of organizers, very much disappointed in the prison industrial complex. Let's call it PIC. Do people do that? Let's start. Josh is here to discuss with us his documentary film, Lost for Life. I've seen it. A lot of my friends have seen it. I think across the board, everyone was completely floored by the documentary because it looks at people imprisoned for life for murder. It looks at some of the causes. It looks at, you know, is rehabilitation an option? Are people just pure evil beyond repair? It shook me to my core. It made me turn my back on my liberalism and think that yes, evil exists and people should in fact be locked up for life. And you know what? My dad is a criminal defense attorney, retired. But it really did honestly shake me to my core. And you think, fuck, some people are so severely damaged that will they ever be able to participate in society again? Ladies and gentlemen, we wanted murder. Well, today we got it. Josh, hi, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jules.
Dustin has his own microphone today. He will be talking with us about his current roach infestation, and we look forward to your calls on the topic.
Yep.
Deep, dark depression happening over there. Dustin was in the middle of telling me about this infestation, and I stopped him because I wanted to share it with you guys, the listener. Okay, what I had heard was he was complaining about cockroaches. Then he looked up inside a cabinet. Is that right?
Yeah. I moved. I had to get an apartment in a hurry this year.
Can you turn your voice down a little?
I'll just talk really loud. Is that better?
Yeah, and hold the mic 10 feet away from your face.
So I had to move out of my apartment in a hurry, and I could not find a place. And then in the last I had 7 days to move out of this place, and then so in the Friday at 6 p.m. I found this thing on Craigslist.
Too many details.
But I had to move in there in a hurry, and
okay.
I found this place, and it was really clean in there. And the guy was like, "If you can come back with $100,
100
to throw down on it, this is yours."
That's your first sign that you're dealing with a drug addict.
I'll do a credit check and everything.
100. No respectable apartment, your down payment is 100.
Well, the security deposit's 1,000, but if I gave him 100, he would secure it for me.
A what?
Or a bag of cocaine.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got this place in a hurry because it's all I could get. It's half my salary. I was like, okay, I'll just deal with it. I needed a place to live or I was going to be homeless. So
can you slash out half your vocal cords?
Damn it. What do you...
It's just really loud.
Is this not me? Is this better?
I can't tell. Talk a little more.
Hello?
Talk about your plight a little more.
I have a radio voice. It carries through my
Oh, please.
It's very charming. Oh.
You have the voice of a kid who just drank milk. Is that a radio voice?
Is this me? Oh, I got the wrong dial. I'm sorry. That's me.
Oh, maybe this will do it.
Yeah, that's me. So I was working the wrong one. Sorry.
Thank God. Oh, thank God. It was like a knife slicing into me. Okay, so.
This is why I mostly text.
So
anyway, got this place in a hurry. The landlord's cool, but then about a month after moving in, my girlfriend was staying with me for the summer. She moved to LA. So we're two people living in this place, and then cockroaches started coming out of my kitchen. And then my landlord's like, "Are you having cockroach problems?" I'm like, "Yeah, actually I am." Because I'm used to like the occasional, like living in Los Angeles, seeing one. But so I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, well, the people next to you are having them. We're going to spray." So they sprayed like right away. And then he goes, "It'll take like 2 weeks. They tend to scatter when you spray. So then they come up from hiding. They run around their apartment and they die in the middle of the room."
When you spray for them, it's just like, "Good morning."
Yeah, you'll usually only see them at night. But if you spray, they run out all over the place. It's like a few months go by, and they're not going away, and they're getting worse and worse to where they're in all my food, over all my stuff, crawling over my face at night in my bed, on my toothbrush when I wake up in the morning, coming down the shower like a nightmare. And so I tell, and so my girlfriend was staying with me, and then she's kind of just like, "I can't." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." So she was gonna stay with me till the end of summer, got her own place. So now I'm like in this place, and they're getting worse and worse and worse. And so I'm like, where the fuck are they coming from?
Right. This is where I wanted you to start the story.
I wanted to set it up.
Okay.
And I'm like, I got to figure out where they're coming from. So the first thing I do is like I notice the outlet on the wall. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
has legs crawling out of it.
Looks dirty. So then I take my iPhone flashlight.
Oh my God.
And I put it up to the the ground part of the outlet, and I stick my eye in there.
Oh my God.
And I just see 100 roaches faces like that. And
my God. So the face he just made, guys, for those of you listening, is a shocked little face. So the roaches kind of had bug eyes, and they were looking like, what?
And they're crawling all over each other.
And they were just like,
I tape up that outlet.
I need water.
I tape up all the outlets so they can't get through, and then they keep coming in hordes. So then I was like, "You guys need to spray again, but I want you to really, really spray. Like, I'll put my cat up. You guys need to spray every inch of this place because I can't live like this anymore." And they're like, "Well, it's 50-50. Like, you're responsible. We'll do our part, but you're responsible." I'm like, I can't.
You know what I would do if I was a landlord or slumlord? I would be like, well, "What kind of snacks do you eat? And do you always use a plate? Do you always eat at the table?" I would just like pick away at your lifestyle until I'm like, you're a slob, and that's why they're there.
So, granted, I've been living there for 4 months, so I get all my stuff out of there. Now the kitchen's bare again. And I look inside underneath the sink, and because that's usually where they come from. And I clear out every corner, I pull out every box. I don't find a single one. I'm like, what the fuck? I see hundreds. I've seen dozens of them at night. So I go in the cupboards.
Is it hundreds or dozens?
At night, I see dozens. I see them running around. I kill at least 12 to 20 of them a day.
Okay.
Running around my apartment. Mm-hmm. So I stick my head in the cabinet, and I take my iPhone light, and I have to like. It's,
oh my God.
It's like it's like 10 inches away from my face, and I put the light up, and I look, and I just see 100 cockroaches lining the inside of my kitchen cabinet, scattering with the light on them. And I'm just like, fuck, I found their nest. So I run and I go. Can you hear me still? This is perfect music for this. So I run to the grocery store. And I'm like, fuck this, I'm going to do this on my own. I get 2 cans of Raid, like the heavy-duty Raid thing. And then I go in there, and I put a fucking thing over my mouth, and I just run the Raid up underneath the thing in a line where I saw all of them, and then I just watched like a horror. Like I heard them, I just watched hundreds of them just go, like just drop and writhe and die on the bottom of the thing in a pool of Raid, and just they were raining. You could hear them hit the wood. Ew. Horrifying. And so I'm like, fuck, I found their nest. And so then I just every day kept spraying there and spraying there. So I've removed everything from my kitchen. Everything is in a corner of my closet with tarps over it. And then I go to my fridge and I'm like, okay, I hope there's none in my fridge. And so I go and I clean up my fridge and I see dead ones in the bottom of my fridge.
P.S. Do you not use your fridge every day?
I really eat out a lot. Like I don't eat at home too much. So there's some like leftover food. There's some bread and stuff in there, but I don't have too much food
Slob.
in there. Yeah.
This is all equaling. It might be your fault.
It's not my fault. It's poor.
Oh, come on. Don't make me seem like the bad guy.
So then I go to my fridge. This is the last part of the thing because I thought I found their nest.
Can you turn your mic down? It's just, your voice is so loud. I'm shocked. It's not in person, but...
So, you know how you have a rubber lip on your fridge that essentially keeps it airtight?
Mm-hmm, yes. And in my vagina. Yeah, guys.
Anyway, I saw a bunch of dead roaches like trying to get in the fridge and getting squished by the door.
Oh, God
so
damn it.
I cut open this lip, and sure enough, lining my entire refrigerator are cockroaches.
You have to get out. You have to get out.
The shitty thing is, if the landlord is showing effort that they're trying to spray...
Showing effort? Yeah. Motherfucker, live in my house with me.
They have like the legal right to go like, well, we did everything we could, but the problem is... I came home early to grab something, and I saw these little cans of Raid, these tiny little cans of Raid, and I was like, oh, they left these for me, cool. And then I came back later, and
if I were you, I would be like, oh, chug it and die.
I know. Trust me, I've thought about it.
Oh, freedom from this situation.
So, but you can tell, the way the wood looks and the fridge looks, you can tell this has been going on for years, and they clearly know about it.
Well, now you know what to look for.
But so I'm basically, I got 7 months in the lease. I have a bed. I have a TV.
Your time's up.
All right. I'm just going to camp out with these roaches. The end.
No, you have to get out of there.
I'm gonna chime in here.
Yes, Josh Rofe.
How come your voice is so quiet?
I think this might be worth losing the security deposit over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you your security deposit and then you just get out of there?
I mean,
you're essentially my slave.
if they don't, for every month you don't fill it, if you break a lease, they can come after you for the month's rent.
So how much money do you want from me?
I'll take a lot of money.
Listen, actually, honest to God, you have to get out of there.
Yeah, I know. It's the worst.
You really do. Like, just get out. It's these are actually called quality of life issues in which, you're getting into third world problems. This could be your new hashtag. Oh my God. Is that all right to say? Guys, I apologize if it wasn't. I think we're excited to get... I hope that some of the callers have watched Josh's documentary. But Josh, it came out, when was it? Yesterday, right? On iTunes?
Came out yesterday on iTunes.
How can people find it? They just search Lost for Life?
Yeah, just go to iTunes, search Lost for Life. It's also on their movies homepage under the new indie
releases.
Ooh. Got that shit.
On Log for Life. It is so good. I really recommend to you guys that...
Vincent.
Oh, Vincent. Vincent! Coming in with a vengeance.
Yeah?
Hi, Vance.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Do you have a roach infestation?
No, I was actually going to ask, do you kill every bug that you see around your house?
See, that's a powerful question, and it really wraps into Josh's documentary, Lost for Life, in a very interesting way. What's life? What's the value of life? What's murder? What's mercy killing? What's, or getting into it right off the bat. I love it. I do kill every bug I see. No, I mean, most bugs. There's some... I'm trying to think of a bug I wouldn't kill. A caterpillar, a ladybug. The ones that are in children's stories, I wouldn't kill. But anything that has a hard exoskeleton...
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm not really down.
Do you?
See, sometimes I kill bugs, and I'm like, was I supposed to do that? Or did I mess up? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. You have a conscience.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Many of the murderers in Josh's film did not have a conscience, but then others did. Do you think you'll watch it? Do you like documentaries?
It sounds interesting, I think, because I have no idea. It's about bugs?
No, it's about juveniles who are serving life without parole. So they all committed first-degree murders. You were wrong, Vincent. They all committed first-degree murders when they were 17 or younger and got sentenced to life without parole.
Vincent is completely silenced right now.
He can't handle it.
Vincent? I think he hung up. Poor little Vince. R.I.P. Oh, God, Vincent, we miss you.
Ethan.
Vincent, we miss you. Oh, Ethan, do you know Vincent?
Did who?
No, don't worry. He hung up on us. Listen, are you interested in documentaries? The prison industrial complex. Do you have a current roach infestation or a past one you'd like to talk about? These are the topics, Ethan.
I just moved into a new house in Tucson where I'm stuck this summer.
Okay.
And there seems to be a lot of bugs around here.
Okay.
I live in a basement now.
It seems like basements really are a hotbed.
I know. There's like cracks in every crack of this house that roaches seem to come out of. It's really creepy.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm going to have to get some Raid in this bitch. Raid up.
You seem like a real sweetheart, but I gotta go. I don't know. I feel like I need someone to bring a little certain to the term.
Call from
Stan.
Hello, do you have roaches or have you killed someone? Or are you interested in murder?
I don't have roaches myself, but I do work at an apartment property that's infested with roaches.
Okay, this has promise.
We actually have, probably shouldn't be saying this, but whatever, I don't care. We have this unit. These people actually moved out early because they said there was a problem with roaches. They live right by a trash chute, so if you go down into the garage, look up in the trash chute, all you just see is the trash chute is moving, roaches everywhere.
Ew.
Crazy.
So if you were...
And what's even worse... Oh, I'm sorry. Go
yes.
ahead.
Well, go ahead. You go ahead.
What's even worse is when they fogged one of the units that had roaches, they all ran out into the hallway, so they kind of infested the hallway.
Oh, my God.
How does it feel to be a slumlord?
Whoa. Dustin.
Sorry.
Listen, Dustin's losing it right now because he has an infestation. How is it... What's the best way for him to get out of his lease if he is suffering from a cockroach infestation?
I mean, different companies work different ways. I mean, if you can prove that you've had the infestation going on for a long time and they really, like they haven't been remediating it, they haven't been taking care of it, then you can probably try to use that.
Yes, I understand the word remediated. You translated remediated like you were talking to a bunch of dummies.
I didn't know what it meant.
Well, I think that you... what do you do now? You're no longer a slumlord?
I'm not a slumlord, but I work for one.
That's what the kind of stuff people said in the Holocaust. They were like, well, I mean, Hitler's the main guy. I'm just kind of along for the ride, and then pretty soon, 6 milli. That was the Lil Wayne song, right? We're having fun, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting deep into the show. Josh, is there anything you want to say about your documentary? I feel like you look a little bit pouty. I can't tell if you're mad at me or not. I don't know how to integrate a serious documentary into the format of my show, but I'm trying my absolute best. I hope that you're happy and having a wonderful time here on the show. Meredith, you're on with Josh.
Well, hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. How are you guys today?
We are
Good,
doing
good.
fantastic, except for Dustin, who's been attacked by cockroaches.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have an infestation
Great.
story, but I just moved to Orlando, and they're pretty prevalent down here. So I'm not infested, but I am living with them.
Okay, cool.
But that's not I just wanted to say that because it's the topic, but I do have something else to bring to the table.
Okay, but before you get into that, I just want to ask you, if some child is abused sexually all their life, sexually and physically, and then they kill someone, their abuser, do you think it's okay if they are then imprisoned for the rest of their life?
I watched the trailer for that. I think I was raised pretty liberally.
Yes.
I think prison reform is pretty necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it. I think that definitely needs to get looked into. It's a part of the justice system that's, ignored. Is the director,
Josh?
does the director have anything to say to that effect?
Well, yeah, the film really looks at one of the biggest questions is can these people change? And so I guess of all the people that you know in your life, caller, who's done the worst thing? Extended friends, friends of friends, what's the worst thing you've ever heard that somebody's done? And do you think that they, over time, have the ability to change? Let's just put even, murder and horrific crimes potentially off the table for the question.
Yeah, no, I think almost anything is salvageable with introspection and deep psychoanalytical. I don't know.
But really, you think, if Jeffrey Dahmer had a good therapist, he would have been I need to chill.
I think it does depend on someone's stability, mental stability, because somebody like that, I think, has an illness. But I was watching the trailer, and I teared up when that woman whose 3-year-old was murdered, when she was saying it could have been her 16-year-old at the time,
right,
who had done the crime. That cut to the core.
Yeah,
her trailer.
Thanks so much. Her name is Charlotta Evans, and she's one of the most incredible people you'll really ever come across. She did.
What about my mom?
Your mom's pretty amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. Anyway, I don't know. I'm starting to think that evil people, and I'm trying to decide how much humor and how much seriousness to apply in this conversation. But the documentary did make me think about how even if someone is very wrongfully abused and damaged, they can become so damaged that they actually can become too harmful to society and sometimes to themselves to just be free. And, I was raised by a criminal defense attorney and a school teacher. I'm very much a liberal person, but I do think that some people, rehabilitation would be very challenging to have a total impact, and that they'd always be a risk to kill again.
When you saw the film, Chelsea, who challenged that within you? Maybe you can tell
I don't want any murderers to come after me. So I can't name them, but I can't name names. No, but honestly, you were talking to me, Josh, about how when there's physical abuse in childhood or even seeing trauma, that the brain chemistry can be changed forever in a child.
Yeah, something is released in the brain that's called toxic stress, or also known as traumatic stress. And it's, we have mechanisms within us that allow us to cope with stress that would be average everyday shit. And then there's something else that can happen, which is either you can have such a shock to the system, or you can have a repeated and prolonged shock to the system that then releases toxic stress. And the younger you are, the more your brain changes forever. That said, there are forms of therapy, something called EMDR therapy, which, if anybody listening has suffered any form of trauma or abuse, Google EMDR therapy. It has the potential to change your life and, help you rewire the neural pathways in your brain. But
how does it do that?
Well, I don't provide that kind of therapy. I'm not.
But is it a physical thing, or is it
it literally?
Is it like electroshock?
It actually, and this is going to sound crazy, some of it, my new doc that I'm just finishing up now deals with the trauma specifically around sexual abuse. And EMDR therapy literally involves eye movements and tapping on your body while bringing up certain traumatic events. And
That's so crazy.
Is that the light and sound therapy too?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Have you done it?
He's going to do it for the cockroaches.
I'm aware of it. Yeah, there's actually a bunch of stuff you can actually see the actual programs they use on YouTube if you Google this. But they put two colors on a screen, right? And then each side of the screen, maybe this is a different style of it, flashes a different color. And because your left brain and your right brain operate in different ways. So what they do is they walk you through this therapy while you're staring at these two patterns of colors. And what they do is they try to like make these synapses in your brain connect things and reroute over trauma or to things to help you cope. But it's this idea that they can like trigger synapses in your brain by flashing these lights and sounds is one part of it.
That sounds so crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I do hear good things about this though. I will say that. But like, it's like, you know, Reiki. Like how,
this is not that.
I know, but it sounds like it kind of,
Oh,
and like
sure,
people
sure.
deeply believe in Reiki. And like
Sure.
I've had someone holding their hands, a half a foot from my body, like very seriously staring at a part of my body while they're doing it. They're like, so this woman just came up to me in Aspen one time. She's like, I do Reiki because I was having trouble breathing from the oxygen. And she's just like, I do Reiki. Can I? And I'm like, I guess so, and then she's just holding her hands really close to my arms and like staring at them. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God. And it like, I don't know. So like, but then I feel like when you're desperate enough, you should try any number of things and see if anything.
Except Reiki.
Minus Reiki though. But yeah, so I mean, it's an interesting thing. I mean, is it come from a science background or a medicine background, or
It's a psychology brain science thing from my understanding, because I heard about this audio
move your
therapy.
mic away from your mouth just a little
audio
bit, just a
therapy.
little bit. I don't think it has to be that close to your mouth.
I don't know. I'm never on the mic. What I understand is that there's like the way I heard about it is because they use this tone while they flash the lights. Like there's this frequency that's actually like really healthy for your brain when they do this therapy. And on the reverse of that, there's a frequency that can incite riots.
And that frequency is like, bitch, get on the floor. No, I said fucking get on the floor. And then that's like when your dad is yelling at your mom as a child and you're like, oh no. And then the opposite is like, I love you. I'm your mom. I love you. I won't take this abuse anymore. Does that sound accurate?
Not quite.
Honestly, if you're being abused, leave the person, get help. I hate life. I can't take any of these things. Caller, how you doing, hon?
I'm really interested by this. I mean, I know I've just been sitting on the back burner, but I think it's really interesting, and I'm glad that he's shedding light on it.
I consider you on the front burner, but like on the heat is on low, and we're letting you simmer a little bit.
Low simmer.
Yeah, we had to put the top on and let it simmer for a second, but you're right on schedule now to be a new ingredient.
Well, watch the movie and then
Then email Josh some dick pics.
Tell me what you think.
What are your thoughts on the flight, that Malaysian flight? Have you talked about that in all of the callers, I bet?
No, I haven't talked about it at all. I have no knowledge really about these flights. I was listening to NPR, and I have to say, like, I was listening to NPR for hours and I still don't have a sense of what's going on. And sometimes I put NPR on and it surfaces, it functions as like EMDR therapy or whatever it's called. No, it's
the background.
It's like white noise. It feels like white noise, and like I just start thinking about other things, I'm like, oh, flowers are pretty, and it's like blah blah blah, Pakistan, da da da, and within the tunnels, and blah blah blah, and then it's like, I don't know. I mean, Josh, what do you think? You care about Israel, right? Put you in the hot seat.
You really want me taking the flight? I don't know much. I read one horrifying thing, which was a lot of bodies were found with a lot of articles of clothing missing, and people were wondering what the hell happened. But
that's weird.
And then it said that because you're plummeting at hundreds of miles an hour, the clothes literally and easily apparently get ripped off the body.
Jesus. Is this what you were going for, caller? Hey, caller, is this what you were going for? This kind of a combo?
Well, I'm terrified. I was assuming that, I don't know, I've been, like, scrolling through the articles since yesterday, like...
Do you live in Malaysia?
Of World War III's impending doom.
Oh, my God. I can't.
No, I'm not, like,
I can't.
The world's coming around, but it is kind of scary.
It is, and I just can't do another war.
You can't do another one.
I can't. I've had it. Anyway, girl, I guess we're going to go. Thank you for your call.
Thank you for taking my phone call. It was great talking to you. I love you as a comedian.
Thank you, young lady. Bye. Well, oh, God.
Call from
Leah.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, is this Chelsea? Oh, yeah, of course it is. Hey.
Hi.
So your topics are jail and prison today?
That's, cockroaches and lifetime imprisonment for young murderers. Alleged.
Oh, okay. Well, like, my family is kind of related to that.
Okay. I'm here with Josh Rofe, who
they're
made
a little bit of, like, Latino gangsters.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any incarcerated family members?
My dad used to be in jail.
For what, if I can ask? I mean, you're relatively anonymous here.
Kind of.
I think it was domestic abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
That's a bit of a downer.
No, it's okay. And I guess I have a question for you that relates to this. What is he like today? How does he conduct himself?
Oh, he kind of just, like, sleeps a lot now.
So he's
sleeping off the anger.
Got it.
Maybe he battled depression.
It sounds like depression.
But listen, honestly, I don't know. It's just. Have you seen Josh's documentary?
What? Have I seen what?
Josh's documentary.
No, what's that?
It's called Lost for Life. It's available on iTunes, and it looks at how many
There's
people.
over how many people in the film does it look at? 5 people.
5 people, young people convicted of murder who are imprisoned for the rest of their lives.
It looks at juveniles who are sentenced to life without parole.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Is it?
When
Is it though?
Well, I mean, you're learning, so knowledge is cool.
Yes.
I went to see you in San Francisco.
Thank you for your love.
Call from
Louisa. Yeah. Hi, Chelsea.
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sitting here with Josh Rofe. He has just put out his documentary Lost for Life on iTunes. I invite you to watch it and share your thoughts on the various social media outlets that you use. But at the current time, what are your feelings on juvenile life sentences?
I have not watched it. I do want to watch it. It sounds really interesting and depressing. But, you know, that sounds necessary sometimes.
It is all too necessary sometimes. Also, do you think it's necessary that my podcast engineer, Dustin Marshall, has an infestation of cockroaches in his apartment?
You know, I know how that feels, and I don't know. Certain people can tolerate it more than others. I have, like, a psychologically crippling fear of cockroaches, so that would not work for me. I once had this really shitty apartment. I didn't even really live in it, and they had cockroaches living in the walls. And like me and my grandma set off roach bombs in the middle, and like the first night I was there,
Oh my God.
and there were roach bombs, like you'll die. And we decided, because it was like 1 a.m., we're like, well, fuck it, let's just sleep in the car because we don't want to pay for a hotel. And I just drove to like a nicer part of town, and we slept in the car, and we came back
God.
and walked in, and there were roaches crawling on top of the roach bombs.
Oh my
So I
God.
think they were kind of ineffective.
So did that mean the roach bomb did not have any impact?
No impact whatsoever.
Oh my
And
God.
it was really depressing, and we ended up breaking the lease like a day later. I claimed that I was allergic, and the landlady believed me.
There it is, Dustin.
I know, it's crazy. They not only can they survive nuclear bombs, they're like robots in a sense. They have photocells on their legs that are like plants have. So when a light comes on, their legs start moving before their brain actually does. So they're
God.
engineered like these weird. They're more like robots than anything. They don't have any. They just pick up on chemical cues, but their legs are actually moving before their brain even like allows them to comprehend which direction they're going. It's horrifying.
God.
It's like an H.R. Geiger drawing or something.
Do you know what they sing? They also did you know that cockroaches are able to sing?
I did.
What?
Yeah, like at night when in Dustin's walls, he can hear them when he puts his
Like
ear.
humming?
Yeah, like if you have to use a glass, not like a ceramic cup, but if you put a glass to the wall, Dustin recorded them, so we're gonna play the recording of what he heard, the song they were singing.
Oh my God.
'Cause I can't make you love me. Don't.
Hey, they hit.
You can't make
I totally fell for that, but they do hit.
something that won't get done. In this fine flower, I will lay down my heart.
There's been multiple times from you playing this for an hour of doing your podcast that the second I get in my car, I start crying.
Oh my God. Wait, but think about literally, you look into the electrical outlet, you shine your little iPhone light into it, and it's just like,
'Cause I can't make you love me.
that
We're
was
just locking eyes.
honestly, that's what cockroaches need. They need a little, like, they need to appeal to human empathy more. Like, imagine if a cockroach colony was in your walls, but they were looking at you like, we love you. We're here because we love you and we're huge fans. Bong. Well, we've accomplished a lot. Josh, is there anything that you would like to tell someone who maybe doesn't watch a lot of documentaries, or someone who does watch a lot of documentaries, someone who watches like here and there a documentary, but not constantly?
I have no idea how to answer that question.
Well, welcome to the world of shitty interviews. You're going to have a lot more of them, toots. Josh, was there anything wacky and fun that happened when you were in the high security prisons?
No. No. I mean, the first times that I went, it's horrifying. You realize that it's as simple as, here's a fence and a bunch of walls, and some people are allowed to leave, the ones who work there, or the ones like me coming in with a camera or whatever, and then everybody else, you are not like us because you did something, or obviously the worst nightmares in some cases you didn't do anything, rare but happens, and that's it. You can never leave this place, and you've been here since you're 17 years old, and before you got here, somebody, abused you horribly and never showed you anything that resembles right from wrong or empathy. And it's just...
It's a horrible cycle.
It's fucking horrifying, when you go to a Supermax prison. It's... you've never experienced anything like it.
But I watch
insane.
Lockup all the time.
The funny thing is, Lockup, which I love, they've given this wacky, humorous bent.
Really? Well, like when the camera guy ate their food. Did you see that episode?
Yeah, I think we were texting during.
Oh
that.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
I mean, that, Lockup has somehow managed to make prison and jail seem like kind of a silly place.
Well, not fully. I mean, they show people freaking out. How about that lady with the crispy hair that works on the show who always has like makeup but super dry crispy hair, and all the inmates are like, I would fuck her, like, and she kind of knows it. I feel like, am I imagining that? I feel like she works
at the angle for sure.
She's the lockup sex symbol who's like able to get access, and like the thirst levels are so high that they're like, fine, you don't condition your hair, we don't care. Here we don't care about conditioner. Anyway,
there is in the
Dustin, if this is about cockroaches, fine, but that's really.
no, it's definitely making me realize I don't have it that bad. So thanks for pairing me with those. But like in the West Memphis 3 stuff, in the first one, it's like when Damien Eccles gets arrested, he's a little smug because he's like this 13-year-old goth kid, and then they're like and I think it's in the second or the later one, they're like, you took a lot of flack for how you behaved in the court, and he was like, I was 13 years old. Like, think about who you were when you're shit. I mean, when I was
what? I always think about that, and I'm like, you know what? I still wasn't murdering people when I was 13.
Yeah.
Like, there is something.
Dustin happens to be referring to somebody who was innocent. And
he was innocent.
Yeah. And he was,
I haven't seen that.
He was 18.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
he was older.
But still, very young.
And then,
but
you
great
see
story
the
nonetheless.
interviews of him just when he's getting raped in prison, and he's on the news, and he's just like withering away, and he's just like talking like openly about it. But it is crazy that because like, and it's weird. Like I think every year of your childhood is significantly, like, you significantly become a different person. So I don't know if it's like, how young are the kids in this prison? Like,
here's the thing. There's this misconception in, I guess, the world at large that if you get sentenced as an adult while still a child, you're going to spend X amount of time in a juvenile facility until you're actually an adult. But that's actually not true. What they do is, in many cases, you enter adult prison. They put you in solitary confinement for upwards of a decade.
Oh my God.
That's 23-hour-a-day lockdown. Jacob Eind of Colorado, who's one of the main subjects in my film, from the time he was 4 and 5 years old, he was so horrifically abused by his mother and stepfather. His mother used to give him enemas to prepare him for his stepfather to rape him.
Jesus.
Okay? So that, and, all the psychological abuse and physical abuse that went on for the next decade, he snapped. Soon after he turned 15, he shot and killed him. And he got 2 life without parole sentences. And so by the time he entered adult prison, it was a couple of years later, he was 17 years old. He didn't get out of solitary until he was 25.
It's kind of crazy because I honestly do feel when I see a child who's abused in that way that they should be able to kill their parents.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it self-defense? Like, why are you allowed to kill someone outside a bar if they're fucking with you like that? And then if you're a kid and you're even more defenseless, you're not allowed to fight back in the same way as some man on the street could outside of a bar.
I mean, the NYPD just choked a guy on camera, and they just like get 2 months with no pay. It's
whoa! We can't go after the cops right now because I'm on a cop show.
Okay. But it is weird that like how the emphasis, but like solitary alone, from my understanding, is super horrifying. It's torturous, and they know it's cruel. That's why they do it. And also, I think for me, just like 25 to 30 is like your brain actually is developing up until you're 25, 28 or so, and that when you become around 28, 30, you enter the state of. It's not like your brain completely deteriorates, but you start the decline of entropy of the human brain. So your brain...
Oh, my God.
So to put somebody in solitary confinement during
Have a great week,
period,
everyone.
This is a depressing episode. But that's really heavy.
But I would like to say, like, I made a remark, a joking remark about I'm on a cop show, but I will say that, like, like I said, I was raised by a teacher and a criminal defense attorney. So that's in the Bay Area. So that's my bias and my slant. Now, to prepare for this season of our show, they had us go shoot guns, and we were with, cops, and they taught us how to do it properly. And we went through and rated or simulated what it would be like to go through a building structure and try to clear rooms and make sure that, you are safe and not, and I mean, it was absolutely gave me a different understanding and respect for what it is that police do. I mean, obviously there's crooked ones. I also grew up watching like the fucking Biggie and Tupac, what's his face, Weidenfeld documentary, and having all these feelings of, suspicion around cops. But, when we were doing these drills, you realize like that these are people also in an ideal case who are risking their lives on a daily basis to try to protect people. So I don't know. I feel like the older I get, the less easy it is for me to make a hard stance on something. Like, I just feel like I start to see so many different sides of it that it's hard for me. And that's why I liked Josh's documentary, is that it doesn't give you like a simple answer. You don't watch it and go, oh, well, obviously this or that should be the way everything's dealt with. Like, it's a very complicated system. And that's why it's, to me, if you look at things on a human level, it's very confounding. It's like, well, really, I feel like everything comes back to mental health and like it's not just mental health, because it's also economic. It's so many different things, but it's like you see all these recent shootings and it's like there's no value put on mental health in our education system, and there's no value put on protecting children. You see that in Josh's documentary, where it's like children are being horribly abused in their homes and they've told people and no one's protecting them. They have no recourse to action.
And then there's the flip side with this one particular case that a lot of people think is the most compelling one in the film, which is these two kids from Idaho, a small town in Idaho called Pocatello, Brian and Tori. They were 16 years old, and they got together and decided that they were going to kill their friend Cassie, who... One
of them had a crush on her, right? And like,
yes.
Then she rebuked him, and...
Yeah, in sort of in almost like a subtle way, in the sense that he saw her start to date someone else, and so he then...
Right, it wasn't even a direct rejection. He just took it as personal.
Right. And they filmed themselves for a week talking about how they were going to kill her and she was going to be the first of many, and so on and so forth. And that video that they made is a large part of my film.
I mean, that video is terrifying because... I mean, it's so crazy how detached they are from it's a video after they've killed her, and they're in the car and they're like giggling and going, oh my God, we did it. Like, and it's the most chilling thing I've ever seen. And one of the kids' parents is just this very suburban couple, and they're just in so much denial about it. And it's just absolutely fascinating to see, this video that to me feels like, how can you watch that as a parent and not have sincere doubts about where your child's head is at? How can you watch that and then defend your child like he's an innocent little lamb? It's just, the whole thing is just, it's pretty fascinating.
And they did that, and they did kill her, and then that was only, I guess now, that was in 2006 when they committed that crime. And they both got life without parole, and in the subsequent, when I filmed with them, it was about 5 and 6 years after they'd been sentenced, after the crimes, I should say. And they took extremely polar opposite paths afterwards. One of them, well, I don't want to give everything away, but one of them really, really faced what he did head on. And the other one is in total denial, and
just trying to jazz it up.
Yeah, it takes a strong person to make that movie, because I don't have the constitution in me to watch like that video you're describing. Like, I actually probably couldn't handle it. Like early internet stuff. When there's one video I've seen of a guy getting murdered. It's a Russian movie where he holds the guy down and stabs him in the neck, and it's real. And like,
what do you mean it's a Russian movie?
It's like a Russian. It's in Russia. It's like a handy cam movie. It was on the internet.
There's a
My
real
friend showed it to
murder
me.
in a movie?
No, it's just it was on the internet. It's an internet video.
Oh, it's a video.
And I saw it probably like 2005 or something like that. It's the only time, and like I just don't have the. I can't.
Wait,
so,
do you call every video on YouTube a movie?
It technically is a movie.
I watched this YouTube movie where a dog went in a swimming pool. It was such a good film.
I directed that one.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love your work even more. The range.
Yeah, a lot of range.
I did used to actually love this video of a dog. It was a dachshund, and it was just marching in circles in a kiddie pool.
It sounds like an awesome movie.
If you're looking for a pick-me-up after this podcast, search around. If you search on YouTube for dogs in pools, there's a million amazing videos.
How about the one you sent this morning? The
Oh
dog
my
drive?
God. Yeah, my friend sent me a video of a dog driving a car from New Zealand, and it literally is driving a car. The funniest part is when she goes, turn, 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 turn. She has to direct him in this high-pitched squeak to turn the wheel of the car. And then when he pulls over and hits the brake, it's like all up on the grass.
It was amazing, though.
It's pretty good. But it seems also like abuse. It was like for a rescue place, but I'm like, with rescuers like this, who needs whatever? You know the expression. Guys, what a sexy, fun podcast.
Are people still calling, or is that done?
You know, I don't know what's happened.
A couple of them are going off, but it's slowed down, I think.
I think something's wrong because none are coming through right now.
Try my thing again.
Anyway, well, we all have to part ways anyway, right?
Yeah, I think we got about 5 minutes.
Okay, so the calls aren't coming in, guys, due to the setup by engineer Dustin Marshall.
It's not easy.
I like to always pepper these in and see him edit them all out in the final.
I don't do that. It's not uncommon to edit out when shit goes wrong and make yourself look good.
Jacob Watson.
Who is this? Jacob?
Chelsea. No freaking way. I got on.
What's up, dog?
Not much. How are you doing?
Well, we're having a very serious conversation about juvenile imprisonment and Josh's documentary called Lost for Life, as well as my podcast engineer's current cockroach infestation is in his apartment. So tenants' rights, etc.
Yes.
It's a light, fun episode.
Did you get my tweet about my good cockroach story?
No.
Well, perfect. I have one.
Okay.
It's not necessarily an infestation, but
Let's
it is
just get
pretty
into it.
intense and gross.
Okay.
Well, okay, so it's Father's Day, like 2 years ago, and I'm at my apartment, and I wake up, and I realize, like, well, the sun is, like, shining through the window or whatever, and I have time, so I go back to bed. And within, like, a minute of me going back to bed, I wake up again, and I realize that there's a cockroach in my ear.
Oh, fuck.
No.
And it has burrowed its way in my ear, and I'm like, oh my God.
No. What do you mean burrowed its way in? How far deep in?
Like, probably like, I don't know. It was hitting my ear, like the ear canal, scraping it up. It hit the eardrum.
Are you lying?
I don't know how far that is.
Are you lying?
No. I'm not lying. I 100%
Oh my God. You know what it might have been trying to whisper into your ear?
What would it have said?
Good morning!
It's just like eating away at my brain, basically, at this point. And I'm like looking at myself in the mirror saying, like, I cannot believe this effing happened.
Oh
what
my
do
God.
I do? And so I call my parents because they like live in the same town as I do. And I'm like, hey, Dad, happy Father's Day. Can you meet me at the hospital? I have a cockroach burrowed into my ear.
Oh, fuck.
And
No, thank you.
he's like, what? You there?
No, thank you.
No. Yes, exactly. I screamed, no thank you, no thank you. And then, so my dad's like, are you sure we have to go to the hospital?
Yo, you know what you said to him? You were like, "Hey, Poppy, please be quiet."
Well, I should have said that because he freaking decided that he didn't want to take me to the hospital.
What the fuck is wrong with your dad? I'll tell you right now, if I ever have a child and they call me like, "Hey, I have a cockroach inside of my ear canal," I'll be like, hold up. I'm coming. I'm outside. I just honked.
So what happened?
Well,
Just cut to what happened. Tell us what happened.
He comes and picks me up, and then he takes me to his house, and he makes like this peroxide and water mixture, and thinks he can like rinse it out of my ear. See, the thing is, I don't think they understood that it was a cockroach. Like how big, like a.
This is so disgusting. Does he get it out of your fucking air?
Does your dad do Reiki?
Was he doing Reiki on it? Did he hold his hand a foot from your ear and go, "Just stay still for a couple hours. I'm working on it. I'm working on the energy that's in your ear."
No, well, he kind of did. He like has me bent over the sink,
ooh,
slowly dropping. Not like that, Jesus.
Ooh.
My father is a good man despite his foolishness.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Well, okay, so he's dropping this stuff into my ear, and it like leaks down through the canal of my ear hole, and this whole time the cockroach is alive. No!
Which actually is not a shock at this point.
That is disgusting.
Dustin let us know what's up with those little motherfuckers.
He said they're robots, and they're just like...
Hello, this is Burbank Podiatry wishing Chelsea a happy birthday.
I wish.
Okay, did he get it? Please tell me what happened.
To that bastard. So the water is in there, right? And the cockroach realizes, oh shit, I am going to drown in this full ear canal. So it starts to like burrow further in.
No!
Get away from the water.
Oh my God, your dad's an idiot.
Yeah, so it hits my eardrum and it like keels me over. My stomach like lurches and I want to vomit. And then I stand up and scream at my father. I'm like, "This is the worst idea you've ever had. How dare you do this to me?" Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, "Oh shit." And he kind of just like realizes that he's an idiot and walks away. And
walks away. Okay,
what?
Go ahead.
My mom ends up taking me to the hospital.
Oh my God.
Where they walk me to the ER. I go into this back room.
Oh my God.
On the way there, the cockroach has drowned in my ear.
No.
So I have a dead bug in my ear canal.
Oh my God. 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 Oh my God.
Anyway,
I'm actually comforted by it being dead now.
At least there's that, but still, God damn it. What if it had gone into your brain?
I know. We wouldn't be having this conversation and it'd be so sad.
So anyway, the cockroach was like, "Where am I? I don't need water."
Oh my God. This like doctor walks in and he has blood on his like smock or on his whatever he wears, his scrubs. And I'm like, dude,
he was
you're gonna
painting.
wash it off? No. He left out of surgery to help me.
Oh my God.
Anyway, he sticks this forceps into my. He numbs it first, and he sticks this forceps into my ear, and with like the little tweezer end, he finds it and crunches it to pieces.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. That is so fucking disgusting and unacceptable. He didn't.
Not going to be able to sleep.
He didn't pull it out whole.
No, he didn't pull it out whole. He broke it into small pieces and then slowly, like, removed slivers from my ear of this cockroach. So, like, when you hear that awful noise when...
Oh, my God. Dustin, sleep in your headphones, buddy. Sleep in those headphones, little bud.
That's what I try to every night from now on.
No, you don't.
You're right, I don't.
Is this
And that's
story
the thing,
real?
Like, my apartment was very clean. For a male's household, I would say that it was, like, respectably clean. All my friends have vouched for it. I tell the story to a lot of people.
Oh, my
Anyway.
God. Where are you located? New York?
No, I was in New Mexico when this happened.
Oh, God damn it.
The desert. They're finding all liquid forms, which was my brain.
Oh, my God.
We're like apparently in the shadow of, they used DDT in the 70s, and that's why like bed bugs and cockroaches are on the rise. So they sprayed all this stuff for like 10 years, like DDT, and then they found it was really bad for the environment, and they campaigned against it. So after 10 years, all the DDT did was kill off the weakest of the species. And so basically we killed all the weak species of bed bugs and
We
fleas.
Darwined it. We Darwined it.
And then we're like in the like 40-year evolution of them. So now they're like super resilient.
So then the ones, like the strongest ones, like all the Arnold Schwarzeneggers of them, they formed a little band outside of Dustin's apartment, and they were like, they were all just like, let's go!
Whoa.
Well,
listen, so how's your hearing? Is it all perfect still?
Yeah, it's all fine. They like end up, they stick like this vacuum on my ear at the end to just make sure that everything was out.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucked all this liquid out, and I could see the like legs and remains.
No.
But my hearing is fine, but I don't know for how, like, if it's damaged, that I'm going to realize later.
When did this happen?
Like 2012, I'd say.
God, that is so fucking nasty, man.
Yeah, it was aggressive to get away from that water that it literally like scratched up my ear canal.
What is your name? What's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob, what if that cockroach had somehow entered your bloodstream, and when you go to have a child now, it's half cockroach?
I would say that.
Jacob's lad.
My wife's giving birth, and there's two antennas appear.
Yeah, and he's like, you thought you got me, Dad, but you didn't. And then he eats your wife's.
Say it.
No, I can't do that. My heart wasn't in it. Listen, Jacob, God bless your ear canal, okay?
Thank you.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's been prayed over.
Absolute opposite of a boring anecdote. And
Thank you. Oh my God. That's all
you know what
wanted.
I feel like? I actually feel like that story did merit a jackpot. So, here you go.
Those are all roaches falling out.
I'm so pumped right now. Oh my God. I don't want to say it was all worth it, because I would never want that pain for anyone, not even my worst enemies. But it hurt.
It hurt a lot.
Oh yeah, it was. When I walked in the hospital, they asked me like, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would it be? And I was like, it was a 9. But this dummy's dead now.
Oh
so
my God!
It's like a 5.
What size was it? Like, was it the size of a normal big cockroach?
No, it was about the size of a dime. Like maybe like a dime and like another centimeter more lengthwise. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a good size.
Hey, keep talking, Doug.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
What was the coloration? Was it caramel complected? Oh, so many cockroaches. So many cockroaches out there are caramel complected, dulce de leche. Listen, what a wonderful call. You seem to be very blessed that doctor got it out of there. What a disgusting. Did the doctor say this happens frequently or no?
Yes. He said you'd be surprised at how often he has to do that.
You're kidding me. He's
Which would suck to be that doctor who they always have to call to do it. Like I'd want to mix it up if I went to years of medical school, having to pull out cockroaches from people's ear. I'd be very frustrated.
But then you're not a doctor, are you?
That is a very good point.
Just kidding. You're a great guy. Listen, Jacob, we got to go end this podcast, but that was one for the history books. I thank you for your call and stay safe. Guys, huge thank you to Joshua Rofe, one of the coolest names in show business. Does documentary filmmaking is that show business?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, I urge you all to watch it. It's on iTunes and it's going to be on television as well. Do you have a date for that yet, or is that not out yet?
September 1st is what we think it's looking like on Lifetime Movie Network.
Okay.
They're trying to rebrand with the true crime, so we're going to help them do it.
All right, guys. Dustin, you got to get out of that apartment.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you know what happens. Well, a month
you can sleep down here for one night.
Thank you.
In Staples Center.
I'll take you up on that.
Okay. Guys, what a glorious day we've had together.